Hey traders, welcome back to another Sunday video. We're taking a look at the week ahead. And starting out here today, I just wanted to give you guys an update on the trading account. We are still currently 6 months. We're halfway through the year, and I figured this was a good time to take a look at 2023 so far on my brokerage account. June has started out well. Of course, we had some good pumps to the upside, and I was able to close some silver long trades as well as a NASDAQ trade that went really well. May was pretty good. And overall, you can see here is the overall return on this particular account, about $62,000 in the last 1 year. Had some rocky back and forths, but recently trading has been very, very good. Let's see if we can keep the streak alive. And now remember always, guys, that you can check out all of my trades. I share detailed journaled alerts inside of our VIP group. If that is something you're interested in joining us, come join the Discord community. You'll meet all the other people on the channel who are regular subscribers who join us inside of the Discord community. And with that said, let's jump into some charts for the week ahead. All right, and here we go, guys. We are off to the races, taking a look first at my watch list here for the week ahead. So what you've got here is, this is just all of the different things that are kind of on my radar. Now, of course, this is being generated by our software, which of course is giving us a general bias based on several metrics that you see across the top of the screen. Couple things that stick out to me. I want to check on some of these yen crosses. If you guys have been watching the channel, you know I've been taking a good number of yen trades in the last couple months. I picked up a euro yen trade that went very well recently. I'd like to see if I can revisit that idea if there was any pullbacks. So that's on the radar for today's video. We talked a lot yesterday in the video that I did about some gold ideas. So perhaps we're going to stick away from gold. If you guys would like to see gold, please feel free to check out yesterday's video. I did a full breakdown on the gold idea that I have going into this week. If you would like that, I'll maybe even link that at the top right hand of the screen right now. So there you go. Anyways, other things to consider here on this list. We have Bitcoin, Euro CAD, Aussie dollar, pound dollar, Euro dollar. So let's dive in and start with some yen crosses, and I'll give you guys my take on some of those. So let's start with EURJPY. So Euro Yen off of the daily chart is a chart I'm actually pretty interested in going into this week. Of course, the reason for that is that this trend overall is to the upside, right? We see a lot of strength in this market. And if we start drawing some support and resistance zones, what we can notice is that we did in fact find some resistance recently around 151. But then we have, you know, this is kind of natural. In an upward trend, you're going to find resistance at points and you're going to see pullback points. But overall, the story I think remains the same off the daily. This is a strong upward trend, and it's possible that we may even be finding support here around 149. So now dropping on the 4-hour chart, I think it's actually easier to even see that 149 is in fact holding as support. But there's two case scenarios that I'm interested in on EURJPY going into this week. Again, we've established that the daily chart is pretty strong upward trending. We saw a pullback that held very nicely. I'd be curious to see if that same level of resistance that we pointed out can in fact actually break to the upside to produce possibly a break and retest momentum push on the euro against the Japanese yen. Now back to the watch list here for a second. Why are we getting a buy reading on EURJPY? This is, of course, an important question when you're looking at any sort of indicator, scanner, metric. Why is it actually generating some sort of signal? Well, let's break this down, and I'll pull up the EURJPY specific currency pair so that we can get a closer look and understand the signal that it's giving us. Now, when I say it, I'm talking, of course, about the EDGEFINDER, which I'll tell you about in just a moment if you have not heard about it before. The EURJPY here pulled up gives us a full look as all the metrics that we study can be viewed from this specific EURJPY trade. Of course, we have all the different currency pairs, commodities, and indices for those of you guys who trade it. And actually, recently, we added Bitcoin with the hopes of adding Ethereum pretty soon as well. Anyways, we're on the EURJPY trade chart. And the question here is, why is this getting a score of +4? What you'll notice is that the score is basically just a summation of all of the rest of the score. So COT data gives us a strong reading. Why is that? Let's break this down. So we're looking here, and under the COT tab, what we can see is that the euro has a heavy long to short ratio, meaning that institutional traders are favoring the euro. Now, when we look at the Japanese yen row, notice that it's very the opposite. We see 77% of positions very much on the short side of this trade. But then we flip it over to retail, and you'll notice we get a +1 score on the retail sentiment tab. Why? Well, look, retail traders are very short. And if we know that retail traders are short, that can actually be a very positive factor to a long side trade, in my opinion, and how we score this system. Why? Because if retail traders lose money on average and they're all piling into a short trade, it's a red flag. So we're using that in combination. Then we see the trend reading to the upside overall. And we can actually also see that on the seasonal trends reading, we see the month of June is slightly expected to be positive, and May did not fail to deliver in terms of seasonal trends. So what we're doing here, guys, and this is why I preach so heavily about the software tool that my company has built, the EDGEFINDER, we are trying to change the trading game because most traders focus solely on price action. And while price action, sure, is great, and I think is a very powerful resource, it's really important too, I think, to pay attention to other serious trend-setting features like the commitment of traders data or economic news or things like that set the precedent for a strong up or downward trend. So anyways, I'm looking for Euro Yen this week to break out. If it does break out, I'll be looking for long side opportunities going forward. Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin because it is one of the sell readings. I know a lot of you guys don't trade Bitcoin, so I'm going to be really quick on this one. But just check this out with me. I don't really trade Bitcoin very much, to be honest, but I still think it's interesting that we're getting such a strong reading. Retail is very long. Institutional is pretty mixed in terms of the COT data that we have on that. And yeah, this is still just showing a pretty strong sell reading on the EDGEFINDER. And so what I'd be watching for personally is this is a daily chart of the Bitcoin price, and you can see we kind of have this head and shoulders concept going on, but I would say watch for breaks to the downside. If you see breaks to the downside, Bitcoin could slip further and perhaps retest some of the lower 20s yet again. That's an idea going into this week, just to keep an eye out for a possible breakdown on the Bitcoin chart. Let's keep going. We'll take a look at some more yen pairs while we're at it. CAD yen and Aussie yen might be interesting just to look at quickly. Aussie yen, here's your daily chart. We're bumping up against a level of resistance here that could be interesting to watch out for. And so let's see if this week perhaps we can get a breakout again with a buy reading for the EDGEFINDER. There perhaps is some room to run there if you like the Australian dollar. I'm going to be honest with you though, the Aussie dollar is not my favorite there, as COT data shows the assets there, the Australian dollar and the JPY are both very net short. I can show you that because I can pull this up and I'll show you exactly where we're at with this. Let's make sure to refresh to get what we've got on this data. Here we go. We've got the latest COT data is in, and check this out. SPX increases shorts. This is really fascinating. We've got to talk about that in just a moment. JPY, heavy shorts, and take a look at Aussie, which is still overall pretty short biased. So we have yen, we're talking Aussie yen, and CAD yen specifically right now. All of these assets are really short biased. So this is probably why I would actually avoid taking these trades. I like to trade things where institutions are long or short, very, very strong divergence. For example, gold, which again, we talked about in yesterday's video. Make sure to check that out if you have not already. So we can actually narrow in on some of the COT data. Like I mentioned, SPX was interesting to me. Look at this. We had an increase in shorts and a decrease in longs, despite the markets rallying. This is so interesting. So what we see here, guys, in terms of institutional positionings, we go over to the index. S&P 500 rallied this week, and we got, despite that, institutional money building up a bigger short position. This is really sketchy for a bull run like this. Institutional money is almost 77% on the short side of this trade in terms of their futures contracts that they're trading on the E-mini futures. That is really, really sketchy. So the S&P 500, again, yes, it looks really strong, but institutional money seems to be very much against it. So I'd be very careful trading the S&P long right now, especially after such a strong run up. At the very least, I think you have to wait for pullbacks before you evaluate if an uptrend is still possible to continue. But again, seeing institutional money very much short is something where I'm like, yeah, let me just put a plug in this and hold off on buying any indices. And you guys know me, if you've been watching, I am bullish on this overall. By the way, guys, I do want to take a moment to remind you guys that if you have not already heard about our software summer sale, we are doing a massive opportunity for people who are fans of the channel and want to get access Two, of course, are EDGEFINDER products as well as our MT4 stuff. This is a tool that my company, A1 Trading, we build software tools for traders. It is our passion. We love trading and we love building tools for traders. If you guys don't already have access to the EDGEFINDER and you would like a copy, one thing I'll tell you guys is that this tool is a one-time purchase. We don't do subscriptions. We don't like that concept. One of the big things, one of the reasons that I choose to run my company this way is because I don't like subscription things. I don't like owing money. I don't like constant subscription payments. That's just a way I personally do my finances. I like to pay things off, and that's how we run the EDGEFINDER as well. What that means is that if you pay for a copy of the EDGEFINDER, you will get everything you see for a one-time fee, meaning you won't have to go back and pay us every month or anything like that. What you do is if you support our project and you get a copy on this software summer sale, you will get all of the EDGEFINDER features that you see on my videos, as well as all of our MetaTrader indicators and robots as part of the package deal for free. You can save $840 on this price cut deal with the code YTVIP that is down below in the description. Click the link down there. Use that code and sign up for a copy of the EDGEFINDER. You're going to be getting the best price that nobody else is getting for the entire summer. Again, this is on a limited space availability concept. We are only doing this for a certain number of people. As each person that gets a copy, we make sure to train and go through the process with. So we do have limited availability. So if you are interested, do not hesitate. Jump in on it. Again, if you've been watching the channel for a while and you like our tools, support our project. You'll get access for life. It's a one-time fee. You don't have to pay any additional fees or subscription model stuff. So take advantage. And again, thank you for supporting our project. And I am excited that you're going to get your access to the EDGEFINDER if you're that person that jumps in on the sale. We love the tool. We genuinely use the tool every single day. You guys see it in my videos. It is a major component to my trading. A quick look at retail positioning is something I want to pay attention to. Also, guys, we're taking a look here at the retail positioning, and we can see what retail traders are buying and selling. Yesterday we went over this, so I won't go too far in depth. Basically, we see dollar CAD, NZD USD, very long by retail. Aussie dollar, dollar yen, both very short by retail. Now let's take a look quickly. We can open it up to minor currency pairs. Feel free, by the way, guys, to pause and look at whatever you need to look at here. If you're looking at a minor currency pair or all the different FX crosses, you can check them out here. And then we'll keep going. We'll take a look at the indices real quick, which notably, retail traders are still very, very short indices despite the recent run up. Also, we can add commodities to this list. Here's your gold. Here's your oil. And by the way, guys, this, of course, is a feature that you can go through at any time once you have your copy of the software on your own time. You don't have to hope that I go over the same thing in one of my videos, or if I'm out sick for a week, you won't see it or anything like that. So again, I know it's salesy. I know I'm pushing for it, but it's because I don't want people who are interested in getting it or have been waiting patiently to get it at a good price to miss this sale offer. So don't miss it down below. Let's go back to the charts for a moment and see if we can find anything else that is of substance. I mentioned yesterday, like I said, I went over the gold ideas. I'm essentially, long story short, I'm bullish fundamentally, tentatively, if we get confirmation from perhaps a more pausing-oriented Federal Reserve, but I'm waiting for breakouts, and I'm not quite there, so there's nothing immediately pending when I look at gold. Quick look at silver, and I gotta say, guys, at the time of recording this video, I'm doing something pretty cool. I've never done this before, but today I am going to a local coin shop, and this is something that is so boomer of me, and I'm not even a boomer, but I'm going to a coin shop, and I think I'm going to buy something today. I think I'm going to buy some physical silver, mostly as a collections thing. It's not like I'm going in there and dropping, 50 grand or anything like that. I'm going in there and I might just perhaps dive into the collector side of things. I don't think, well, maybe not numismatic coins, but I'm looking at perhaps just buying some silver rounds and kind of holding them as both a collection thing for fun and also just because, again, silver, I think overall, I've mentioned this on my channel before, I think that it is one of the more underappreciated assets in the metals world. Look at this. I mean, this thing has traded sideways for a very long time despite increasing demand for the metal itself. So I think that longer term, I think it's a play. play. I think, I'm generally bullish on silver. Some of you guys who are in the side of the VIP group, I've been trading silver actually. And I've actually been making some pretty good money trading silver on paper silver, of course, not the physical stuff. But today I am going to a coin shop, and I want to ask you guys real quick, if you made it this far in the video, this will make up my entire day. Comment coin shop, and if you do, maybe I'll tell you guys what I bought. I mean, again, I don't know. I know minimal stuff about coin collecting, or silver stacking is what they call it. But if you guys say coin shop, and if a lot of people say that, perhaps I will show you guys in an upcoming video what I purchased at the coin shop in terms of silver. That's what I'm after today. I'm not going to touch any gold at this time, perhaps in the future, but there's some trade setups for you guys today. Again, come join us inside of the Discord. And if you have not already gotten a copy of our software, check it out, support our project, and get yourself some amazing trading tools that can help you take things to the next level. Have a great week this week, guys. Trade safe, and we'll see you back in the next video.